Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. Yay! It is Friday, I believe. Like the something, the 19th of June, Friday. Oh, it's Juneteenth. Thumbs up for that. A very good thing. If you don't know what Juneteenth is, I'm not going to say you need to read some history. No, it would be a good thing. Just check up Juneteenth on Google. It's a thing that really shouldn't be taken over by white people, but it's a good thing to read about, and it really should be celebrated. So, thumbs up. If you don't know what it is, check it out. Definitely a good thing. For the daily Shelton, Washington weather and plague rat report, I went walkies last night, and this morning it is... I can't really tell if it's gray or not, even though the sun comes up earlier. Right now, the sun actually doesn't come up over the hills of southern Shelton until later. So, is the sun up? I mean, the sun's up, duh. Wait a minute, is there a cloud cover? I don't know. So, but it's not raining, and it didn't rain last night, and it was pleasant going for walkies. Definitely a good thing. One of the shirts that I wanted to wear was actually something that my housemates got really into tie-dye for some weird reason. Bought a whole bunch of tie-dye stuff and a whole bunch of white shirts. And they gave me one shirt and said, hey, why don't you tie-dye a shirt? And so I tie-dyed the shirt. And yesterday, after my vlog was done, and after all recording was done, they showed me my shirt. And so I put it on and I wore my tie-dye shirt all day. But that meant I can't wear it today because I don't want to wear a shirt twice. So, as soon as it gets washed, you'll all be able to see it. It's really a cool looking shirt. Tie-dye is awesome. Definitely a good thing. For the plague rat report, of course, I can't remember if I talked about how, 3 weeks there were only 33 cases in Mason County and 3 weeks ago, and now there's 41, so it's a slow burn, but it's here. So I'm gonna have to keep being careful until there's a vaccine. Problem, of course, with any drug, any vaccine, anything that's stuff into your body is they gotta check it for all sorts of side effects first. Joy. Apparently there are a couple drugs out there that they really can't make vaccines for because the vaccination process, the side effects of being vaccinated are so bad it's just not worth it. So thumbs up for that. Joy. But yeah, I lots of people out walking in groups, no masks. So I'm out on the streets now with my mask because I never know when suddenly I'm going to be surrounded by people that don't seem to understand that there's some sort of pandemic going on. So yay, because I really don't want to get it. I mean, odds are that it would just be fine, but I don't want to take that risk. I don't want that 2% chance of a bullet to the back of my head. If I'm gonna go before my time, I want it to be for, either I'm specifically cutting my time down so that I'm not just gonna die in misery in a hospital and still, enjoying life, or I want my death to at least semi mean something if it's gonna be cut off early. It's like, if what is needed for real change to be made is for me to take one for the team, then yeah, I'll take one for the team. But I don't just want to, kick off for no good reason. I mean, we're all going to kick off for no good reason anyway. Life is life. And if you really want to know what happens after you die, there's all sorts of time-lapse channels that show what happens to meat as it decays and the insects get it. So thumbs up on that. Isn't it wonderful being biological? I actually hate it. I don't like being organic. There's all sorts of stuff about being organic that just I don't like. But life is life. Part of it, of course, is we are leaky bags of chemicals. And chemical reactions at their core are very, very smelly things. They're not pleasant odors under most circumstances. And yeah, our bodies on the insides, we are massive chemical factories. You open us up, there are lots of nasty smells inside. It's a good thing they're usually inside. Usually. Of course, it's the process of decay is furthered along because just a few hours after death, most of our internal organs along our digestive tract start the process of digesting our decaying bodies, so we begin to putrefy from the inside. Thumbs up. That's why if you're going to be buried, the best coffin to be buried in is one made out of wood, not airtight. Because if you're in an airtight coffin, well, that's where the anaerobic bacteria, the bacteria that live without oxygen, come into play. And quite frequently what happens on these metal coffins is, well, the anaerobic bacteria are the ones that liquefy the body. Aerobic bacterial activity, our bodies tend to mummify and dry out, and we get desiccated, and there's a fine layer of mold that grows on us, and then over time there's just flaking away and you come apart. Anaerobic bacteria, you liquefy. And there's an incredible amount of pressure that builds up on the inside because of all the gases. And these coffins frequently aren't made to withstand that. So either you'll be going through, if they happen to be in one of those internment things, like you can go to like a crypt or a place where there's row upon row in their areas, the gushy stuff will start to squeeze out through cracks in the coffin, or else it'll build up and then burst. So I hope none of you are eating while I've been talking, because those are not pleasant images, are they? We could always tell the difference when I was going through nursing class and all that back when I was actually still able to work in healthcare. You could tell who was going to last and who was not going to be able to last. Because those of us that had been in it for a time and were the kind of people that were into it, we would talk about the most horrific nightmare stuff while sitting down to eat and then chowing as we did so. And the people that weren't going to last weren't able to eat. Generally sat there looking kind of greenish. And if you can't take what's happening, you're really not going to be able to last. Because it's nasty. I mean, I made sure to be properly safe with all this, so never fear with that, because my nurse, who was doing her work, had to keep everything properly sterile. She kept her field sterile, she kept her work sterile, she kept where she was working on the resident's body sterile as it could be. I did my best, and I kept things away from the actual work area. But when I had to hold people over so that my nurse could pull out materials from dressings, irrigate the wound, and then repack and rebandage the dressing, well, the whole thing, that's the dressing, there's rebandaging and all that, I was able to, and I don't know if I'm really proud of this, but I could lean on the resident's body at a strategic place to hold them over with one hand so that my nurse could work. And with the odors that come out of decaying and regrowing flesh in our leaky bags of chemical bodies, and watching her pulling bloody, pussy material out of wounds and then fill them back up, I would still be watching, fascinated, while making sure, again, I was safe and away from all the work. I'd be eating a sandwich or some such while watching. Now, there are some that I wouldn't be able to have done that. I don't know if end-of-life care is the same anymore as it was. But while I was working in this one nursing home pre-2000, in the like mid-90s, we dealt with one, she was morbidly obese woman who had cancer, and she was in the end stages. I don't know if it had been, well, which part of her body it was. It was in the nether region, so that when you had to clean her up from our point of view, you know, her body was still working because she was alive, so she was incontinent and on massive amounts of stuff. So we still had to try and do our best to keep her clean for her comfort without bothering her too much, because when you would lift up a buttock to clean her, you could see her pelvic structure inside and the gray slimy meat that was still clinging to those bones. I couldn't have eaten while doing that. I never felt sick, but it was the sort of thing where you have even an ounce, just a bare ounce of empathy in your entire body. You can't look at that and feel anything but, oh my God. So, you do your best. Healthcare is rough because many times healthcare is also end-of-life care. Largely, I worked in nursing homes. And largely when I worked in nursing homes, there's two types of care in nursing homes. There's the skilled nursing facility part where it's the Medicare, and then there's long-term care. I largely worked long-term care with the very, very old and those that have dementia and such and needed help. And I largely did that. Toward the end of my career, I shifted into working on Medicare, which was nice because when you're working long-term care, generally the only time you see the residents leave is in a body bag. So working on the Medicare wing, which is just when people are in the hospital, if they're too healthy to stay in the hospital, but they're too sick to go home, you spend some time in a nursing home, a skilled nursing facility on the Medicare wing, where you're doing stuff for yourself, but you've also got the staff to help. And so that works out that way. And I spent my last year and some before I got badly injured. And then I was no longer in healthcare after that. But it was nice because, when people left the Medicare wing, they weren't leaving in body bags. They were leaving to go home and continue their lives. So that was nice. That was a very good thing. I actually hope that none of that was depressing. Now, I've talked about this before. I'll talk about it again. I smoke cannabis for pain control. I smoke cannabis like a chimney. I don't really have much. I'd have to reach over and grab it. I have concentrate that I use in an oil rig. I don't know where my pen is. I have a battery that I screw a cartridge in. And then, of course, I've got bud. And if it weren't for cannabis, I wouldn't be able to even do this. I would be bedridden. At the very least, I would be in a wheelchair and unable to use my hands. So I would likely be just a ward to the state without it. So joy on that. But the reason I'm bringing this up is 95% of all that I get when smoking, vaping, eating, whatever, is I get pain control. And then sometimes I get a feeling of, it's not a really good feeling. It is just a feeling of well-being, that things are okay. Sometimes, rarely, music will sound a little bit better than it normally does. Nothing like when I was a kid, because when I was a teenager and I was imbibing and ingesting, I would get lost in music. Now it's like, hey, that sounds, yeah, it's music. So 90% of the psychoactive stuff from using cannabis, gone. And I use stuff that's 20% or more THC. I'm super glad that it works for pain control. I mean, hokey smokes, this is nice. I could not do this 6 years ago. So that is good. Very good. Now, I like to smoke pre-rolls when I'm out on walkies. And I'm terrible at rolling my own. So I buy packs of pre-rolls so that I can use them when I'm out walkies. Hokey smokes, look at the time. I don't even have time to finish because I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments, and right now I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though something about American Sign Language, I get lost. So sorry about that, as evidenced by the time. So let me open up my Chrome. We have Fiura, thank you very much. Clout Uni, thumbs up and thank you. Cyrus Smith, greatly appreciated. Ollie B, thumbs up and thank you. We have Ice Damon, good to see you in the comments. Unknown 14, thumbs up and thank you. Kathy Kisscat, Hokey Smokes. Isn't it irritating when cats just scratch everywhere but the cat box? Ugh. Lucifer, thumbs up and thank you. Apricot Chan, thank you so very much. Aaron S, very good to see you in the comments, thank you much. Rose Gold Boy, thank you very much. We have ID, thumbs up and thank you. Big Clever Dude, thumbs up. We have Butter Derp, greatly appreciated. Elder Wolf 569, and I do hope to play online as soon as I can. And then Punk Star with a V instead of a U, and Fergust, FRGST, greatly appreciated. Tom Birchall, thumbs up and thank you. We have Nimbus Shadow Wings, that's a pretty cool name. Janessa Leslie, greatly appreciated. Then we have I Am Anonymous, thumbs up and thank you. We have Honor, thumbs up. Russian Timing, good to see you in the comments. And Zombie Wolf, thumbs up. And then last but not least, we have Demon, D-E-M-E-N. Thank you all so very much. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. It is greatly appreciated to no end. If you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. If you wanted to help me out but didn't want to send money to one of those two places, I have a PayPal link down below if you wanted to check that out. And if you wanted to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wishlist link as well. That would be very cool. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Thumbs up on that. Well, sorry about that. I got lost in my stories. I'll have to hopefully tell my story about the pre-rolls tomorrow. Definitely thumbs up on that. I have this video here that you've been watching. I have a video I need to edit and render to get ready for the day. Hopefully I'll get something done, and I want to drag the camera out to find something I haven't recorded yet. Hopefully I'll find something. That would be a good thing. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. And I need to turn the fan on in my window. It is starting to get really hot in here. Of course, the fact that I'm waving my arms around like a crazy person probably doesn't help. That's okay. But take care, peacefully protest, keep the pressure on. Changes are being made.